going on, y'all? Rob Blackstorm here. Shout out to everybody. Know it's been a minute. Been handling business. Also, the Kobe thing kind of took me out of commission. But I'm back. Wanted to talk to y'all about this Aquarius season. Also want to talk about, of course, Kobe's death, his life. Also want to talk about 2020 and what's been presented to us and how we could utilize the energy of these things that's happened in this Aquarius season and how we could manifest what we want and what we desire and really what 2020 is all about. Now, first and foremost, rest in power to Kobe, all the people who died on the helicopter, all the others, Kobe, his daughter, the other 7 people who passed away on the helicopter. Definitely a tragedy. I know a lot of y'all are, looking at these YouTube videos, watching these people talk about how it's a conspiracy. Kobe was a devil worshiper. Kobe was part of the Illuminati. The Illuminati killed Kobe. And all these different conspiracy theories. Right now, let's look at conspiracy theories first and foremost. There has to be a reason, right? So when you look at a conspiracy theory, you have to ask yourself, what's the reason that this person is being conspired against? Or what is the purpose? What are they trying to achieve, right? And usually what happens is when someone or a celebrity dies, there's energy that is out there. See, what we don't realize is energy is food. Similar to if you sit out in the sun, right? And if you sit out in the sunlight and a lot of black people are scared of the sun, you're foolish if you're scared of the sun. The sun is actually your best friend because you're solar powered, right? Melanin converts light to energy. That's all melanin does. Melanin converts light to energy and it stores light, right? That's why when you're out in the sun, the longer you're out in the sun, the darker you get because it's literally storing dark energy, which is the energy of light, right? Which is why you're getting darker. And also to protect yourself from the sun. But primarily, it's giving you power, right? That's why you see all these sports figures, all these black genius that they don't talk about, these conquerors like Hannibal of Barca, the Kamau or the Cometians, Mansa Musa's reign, Timbuktu, and all these the Moors, all these great advancements and sciences and teachings and architecture, the list goes on, food, agriculture, the list goes on to the creations that black people have made and that they continue to make here on the planet. And the thing about it is, when we look at a person's death, right, put it this way. Whenever a popular celebrity dies, the one thing you always want to cross-reference is what's happening around the royal family. And by the royal family, I'm talking about the royal family of England. What are they doing around the time of a celebrity's death? What are the circumstances that occur? Because they are the most powerful, magical family on the planet, hands down. And unbeknownst to you, black people, they actually worship black people. If you ever saw a gathering of the royal family, what you'll notice is that they have pins, usually, of black people on their lapel, right? It's not a coincidence. It's not because they're being racially insensitive. It's because they know the source of their power and they know where their power comes from. Who doesn't know is you, right? Doesn't know is you. So when celebrities die, especially black celebrities, look at what's happening around the royal family. Now, as I did my research on Kobe, I didn't really see events that would tie into the royal family, right? But if you look at when Prince died, look at what was happening during the day. And again, I'm not going to get killed here for telling y'all everything. You dig deep and look. But look at what happened, what event was happening when Prince died with the royal family. Look at what events was happening with the royal family when Michael Jackson died. Look at what events were happening with the royal family when, who I said, Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. Look at what events were happening with the royal family when Whitney Houston died. And look at the way that they died, right? These people died drug overdoses. They were murdered. Kobe Bryant's situation is not like that. He wasn't murdered. There was no drug overdose. There was no sketchy thing. There's since been videos on YouTube with a couple of pilots, and there's 3 different videos if you want to watch. There's pilots that have explained how this accident can happen. There's also a video of people, of even Dame Dash, talking about everyone that he knew that flew in helicopters have crashed. Even Leo Cohen, he said, crashed in a helicopter. It's on his new video that's on Brother Rich, the UGR channel, Underground Railroad channel. He says Leo Cohen crashed, and he says he doesn't like taking helicopters because everyone he knows crashed in a helicopter. So this is before Kobe's death, right? So this is nothing new to people that are in these circles and fly helicopters on a regular basis. But to people who don't, it's a big conspiracy. Now, I know the day of, the police weren't flying helicopters and they had people grounded and he had to get special permission. And you're asking, why did he get special permission? Blah, blah, blah. Well, why not? He's a celebrity and he does this all the time. And the person that was flying him has flown dozens of celebrities prior to him. In fact, I think this same pilot, this same pilot was flying, what's the Kardashian with the Kylie Jenner, was flying Kylie Jenner back and forth. So this pilot has been known to fly celebrity. Now, based on my research, I haven't seen anything that corroborates to anything that's happening in the royal family for this to occur. What I see, that there's no drug overdose. What I see was just a simple helicopter accident. But what I also see, now you may say, oh, it was Kobe and it's in the Staples Center and the Staples Center was for the Grammys. Well, guess what? Even if there was a ritual and I'm wrong, the Grammys received the lowest ratings that they had in 10 years. So guess what? The ritual didn't work. Because the way the ritual works are when they kill these celebrities, see, there's as above, so below. There's a micro, right, which is us, and there's a macro, which is the universe, right? So as above, so below. So when a star in the universe dies, it's supernovas, right? Supernova is an explosion when a star in the universe dies. But when a star on planet Earth, the celebrities that we call stars here, right? We call celebrities stars. So when a star dies here, the same effect happens if a star is big enough. There is a supernova effect. So when Kobe died, on the Sunday he died, you could literally feel in the air the energy of his death. You could feel how it affected everyone. And because spirit means breath, and we're all breathing air, you could feel the spirit of his breath, of his death all over, right? It permeated. It was worldwide, global. You could feel it, especially if you're an empath. Well, everyone's an empath. Everyone feels and can tune into energy, but the depth of your empath abilities depends on you, and it deals with diet. It deals with what you're focused on. It deals with what you give energy to, and that will deal with the depth of your empathetic abilities. But the deeper the empath you are, you felt this energy for about, I'd say, I started feeling it waning around Thursday. Thursday it starts kind of leveled off. But the first Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, heavy Kobe energy, right? And, the response, well, let me get back to the supernova. So when a star in the universe dies, supernova, right? Boom, star explodes. Carbon, hydrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, all those elements disperse into the universe. And now what science has detected is when a star supernovas, it actually sends out something called gravitational waves. And we all know gravity is the force that holds things down, the force that roots things to the earth, right? But gravity is a force that roots things to the ground, whatever ground it's on, right? Every planet has a different level of gravity if you can stand on it. There's some planets that are just gaseous, but like the moon, there's a certain gravity level where you have to have certain instruments in order to be still on the moon because of the depth of gravity that it has. But there's gravitational waves that are emitted when a star dies, which roots you, right? So when a star dies on Earth of that caliber, there are waves, the same waves that are emitted in the universe, in the macro, those same waves are emitted in the micro, right? So the response from the Black community overall, very disappointing, especially with his death. And the reason I say it is because there wasn't a lot of fishy business going on with his death, right? There wasn't things that were really out of place, right? If you really look at it and really analyze it. And I'm a person, I do deep research. So I sat on this video. If you notice, I didn't come out with this video 2 days later, 3 days later. I did have a situation with family this weekend that I had to take care of this last weekend, but I didn't come out with this video rushed. The plan was to come out with this video Sunday, which was yesterday from the day that I'm recording this, but I decided to come out with it now because I'm like, all right, I done dug enough deep digging and dug enough soul searching and dug enough meditation to come to the point where I'm confident in delivering the message that I'm delivering. And the message that I'm delivering is the effect of Kobe Bryant's death was to help the world heal, was to help the world develop, was to help you raise your Kundalini level. He called himself the Black Mamba. What does a snake do? A snake constantly sheds its skin and regenerates itself. That's what a snake does. It constantly is regenerating its skin and constantly coming into new skin. Snake also represents the coiling of energy rising, right? Energy rises, it coils. It goes up. That's how energy rises in the body. It coils up. It goes from the root chakra through the crown chakra, and if you're really in tune, the ultraviolet chakra that you can't even see, right? They just taught you that the crown chakra was where everything stopped. But there's an ultraviolet chakra that you can't see that has nothing to do with anything physical that you could still tap into. And that's where the psychic power, the omnipresence, the omnipotence, the omniscience is located in, right? That's that high degree of purple, right? That energy. Now look at Kobe's colors, purple and gold, colors of royalty, right? When we're dealing with the Lakers, right? Purple and gold, royalty. Those are colors of royalty. Where did they get that purple and gold from? They got that purple and gold from our ancestors in Kemet, right? That's where they got the purple and gold from the ancestors in Kemet. That was their colors. They wore gold and purple. And if you look, recently they even extracted some mummies that still were wrapped up and still had the colors were still vibrant and still intact on these sarcophaguses, because, or they might be called sarcophagi, but sarcophaguses, correct me if I'm wrong, and they still have the vibrant colors on them. So the point that I'm getting to is the Black community. I've seen videos an hour, like an hour after Kobe died. Excuse me. Blaming it on secret societies, blaming it on the Illuminati, saying that they killed them. I've seen videos within 6 hours, people talking about they're channeling Kobe. 3 hours after this death, they're channeling Kobe. Look at it this way: how can you channel someone who died that fast? Look at it this way, right? Let's say you're going to Germany, right? And you don't know how to speak German. But when you're going to Germany, you're going there for a new job. And you don't know how to speak German, but you're going to learn the job at the same time. Do you think within 5, 4, 3, 2 hours of you getting to Germany and you getting on that job, you're going to be able to speak fluent German. You're going to know how to communicate to people in Germany. You're going to know how to utilize whatever tools are available to even, you might even have to get a new converter for your plugs, depending on, I've never been to Germany, but I'm sure there's a different outlet system out there. And you might even have to get a new converter for your plugs, right? Before you could even plug in your phone, or before you could even, set your phone up so that you could call worldwide, so forth and so on, right? And then you still have to get around Germany. So you still have to navigate and get to where you got to get your hotel or whatever, get some food or whatever, get your nourishment, see where you are, get acclimated, and then you probably make a call, right? You might not make a call as soon as you get there, just so you can get acclimated. So people talking about they channel Kobe within the first hour, the first 2-3 hours of his death, they're lying to you. Anybody who said they channeled Kobe before Thursday is fucking lying. Straight up. It takes time for you to go into that spirit world and for you to really get a grasp of what's going on, because your spirit just left your body. Your essence of who you are, that breath, that spirit form, when they say you take your last breath, that spirit form goes out to the ethers, right? There's still consciousness that is there in that spiritual form. Remember, energy doesn't die, it just changes shape and form. So as this, you have to transition into that new life, into that port of being an ancestor. And just like anything, it takes time for you to learn the language, for you to learn the lay of the land, for you to learn the lay of where you are in the Akashic records, where you are in the universal, in the cosmology of the universe, right? Or even what universe you're in, what planet you're in, where you'll be stationed, when you'll be coming back to Earth. If you do so wish to come back to Earth and experience this, right? If you want to heal the planet again, if you want to revitalize the planet again. See, a lot of people are here, and a lot of people that are in this spiritual work, we've come back to really help raise the vibration of the planet and take the planet to the next level, or take the planet to the next point of agenda, right? That's why we're back here. That's why we came back and went through these struggles, so that we could build ourselves up. Because the thing about it is there's no comfort, right? The uncomfortable zone is where you're going to make the most progress. At your most uncomfortable is where you're going to make the most progress. So this spiritual life, if you're looking for an easy life, this ain't it. But getting back to Kobe. So people talking about they challenged him, they know what happened to him within the first 2 hours, within the first 3 hours, even the first 24 hours, they creating YouTube videos talking about he worshiped the devil because he was part of some society that was related to Bill Clinton. Let me tell you something. Most people that join Freemasonry don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. They join Freemasonry. They might be older, usually older men, join Freemasonry. They, 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Usually 40s, 50s, 60s, right? They join Freemasonry, and it's really for the parties, so that these young girls could go to these Mason parties, and these 40-year-old, 50-year-old men could have some sex with some young girls, right? They got the books and stuff, but they ain't studying them. They're not trying to advance in degrees of Freemasonry. They're just a Mason. You don't know what degree they stuck on. They're just a Mason. Especially Prince Hall Masons, which is the Black Order of Masonry, right? They're recognized, but when it comes to like Skull and Bones and the other fraternities, like those are the fraternities, right? Those are the fraternities that produce presidents, that produce world rulers, and people who make big dog decisions on this planet. Not the Prince Hall Masons, which is just a bunch of black people, right? Black people ain't making no moves like that in Masonry, which are affecting world decisions. At least not in American Masonry, which is Prince Hall Masonry. So when a person joins an organization, they might not necessarily know what's going on. So just because the organization had ties to Clinton and Clinton had ties to Epstein doesn't mean that Kobe was involved in the deepest inner workings of what was going on. And then you also have to look at the man's life, like what he was doing, what he was going through, and how he handled what he was going through, and what his actions were. The real significance of Kobe Bryant as we enter this Aquarius season, it's about getting in tune with who you are, getting in tune with your own Mamba, your own Kundalini energy. What skin do you have to shed? What things do you have to do? I mean, this guy was a mastermind. And it's sad that when you look at white outlets, right? Outlets with white people, they're talking about his life and they're trying to learn lessons from the Mamba mentality. They're trying to learn lessons on how he was fathering his daughters. They're trying to learn lessons on how he was approaching the game of life and also the sport and also competition. Black men, especially, we need to be more competitive out here. We need to be more competitive because a lot of us are scared, right, of white men. We may not realize it, but if you go into these jobs and you go in corporate America, you see it all day. You see black men, yes, bossing, and okay, sir, and, and scared to death, and whatever white people say they're going to, whatever white men say they're going to fall in line with it, well, that's the boss, or that's the manager, or this is what I got to do, or, they just going to fall in line, and they're not competitive. Not even competitive enough to say, nah, I'm not going to take this to even go to another place of employment, or either to say, or nah, I'm going to create my own job, or I'm going to create my own business, or I'm going to live the life that I want to live. We got to embrace that Mamba mentality, that purple and gold energy. That energy that is above the crown, that collective consciousness. I talked about this on Instagram, and as I was watching the Super Bowl, I was noticing how many black people, shout out to shout out to Ife too. We were talking about this. Ife's my life coach, one of my life coaches, but like my major life coach, you'll see in the comments. So shout out to her. And we were talking about how many black people and all the black people, Missy and this one and this one and this one and this one and all these black people in these Super Bowl ads, something that I haven't seen in my lifetime. And I've been watching a lot of Super Bowls. There's a lot of black energy in these Super Bowl ads. And I was like, there's a lot of black energy. He was like, yeah, there's a lot of black energy. We was like, yo, black people are rising, we rising up. And it was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, we rising up, and I say that to say all this energy was being used for Caucasian corporations, Lay's and Pepsi and, Tide. And I think Lil Nas X had some fucking, I forgot what it was. But, all these corporations are not all corporations that are owned by black people, that are mentoring black people, that are helping black people or brown people. Now, these organizations are not doing anything to help your children become great or help people in your family become great. And honestly, it's not their responsibility. If you allow yourself to be used, you're going to be used. If you allow yourself to be a hoe, you're going to be a hoe. And I'm not calling these people who did these ads hoes necessarily. What I am talking about is the mentality, the pimp hoe mentality. And these corporations will pimp you as long as you continue to allow yourself to be pimped. Now, we all need funds and finances, and it's all right to go to these people for funds and finances, but you should be trying to fuel your own business, even if it's just a side hustle, some sort of way, outside of the matrix or outside of the corporate matrix where you could get your own money and make your own way. And what I was saying on Instagram is that we need collectives, like black people of like mind. If you like fishing, we need 4 or 5 black men or 4 or 5 black men and women who love fishing, to form collectives and pool their money together and start, a fishing club and open, places where you sell fish or where you sell fishing rods or where you sell bait. And if you like cars, 3, 4, 5 people come together and start open, pool their money together, buy a block or something, or buy a business or a block of that has businesses, just like Nipsey had his block, right, in Crenshaw. My father had a block here in the Bronx. He had a block of stores. He sold it. I'm sure it's worth way more than he sold it for back in the day, but he sold it. But I've seen it. It can be done. You can have a block of stores. I see Nipsey do it. You can have a block of stores that you own. And he did it on his own, but I'm sure he had, and he did have investors. He did have investors. So if people come through and invest in their own thing and form collectives, see, we're dealing with Aquarian energy. In Aquarian energy, there's many fish in the sea, right? There's many fish in the sea. But if you notice animals in the animal kingdoms, they run with there's schools of fish, there's prides of lions, right? They run with who they relate to. They run with goldfish, swim with goldfish. Guppies swim with guppies. Sharks swim with sharks. Tiger sharks swim with tiger sharks. Hammerhead sharks swim with hammerhead sharks. Dolphins swim with dolphins. Lions swim with lions. Me and my daughter was even watching something on nature, and we was looking at a lion, and I didn't know, and she didn't know, that lions will kill cheetahs, right? I thought they was like, they all cats. We don't do that. But they like, fuck that. You food, right? Yeah, you a cheetah. Yeah, you in the jungle. Yeah, you a cat too. But the lion was ready to tear that cheetah up, right? So just because they were all cats in the same jungle, that doesn't mean that they weren't ready to tear each other up. So that cheetah had to go back with other cheetahs to be safe, right? So we need to form collectives around our ideas and form collectives around what we want to do, so we can start building business, so we can start buying blocks, so we can start building communities. And once we start building communities, now we could put Oshun in statues, and paint Oshun on the wall, or paint Shango on the wall, or paint Heru, just like they doing in all these places that they gentrifying. I was driving into Jersey City, and I saw the graffiti driving out of the Harlem Tunnel into Jersey City, and I saw the graffiti, "Welcome to Jersey City," and saw the artwork, and I was disgusted. Because I remember in the 80s, dudes was getting locked up and beat up by cops simply for doing the same thing that this European world is making money off of. And this is not a race thing. I'm not like anti-white. I'm not pro-black even. I'm anti-God. I'm anti-humanity. I'm anti-growth. I'm not anti. I'm pro-humanity. I'm pro-God. I'm pro-growth. Right? So I'm not anti-anything. Every person, in my eyes, every human is here for my benefit and to help me ascend and to help me raise myself up. The reason I'm on YouTube is because I don't limit my source of information. I can get information from white people. I get information from Asian people. I get information from Spanish people. I get information from whoever has the information that's going to help me ascend. Again, the fact that I'm on YouTube is because I watched a lot of Evan Carmichael videos, and he was like, yo, you need to get on YouTube. What are you doing? Do it today. Get on YouTube. What's holding you back? What are you scared of? And then my boy, Richard Daly, who would hit me on the inbox. Yo, you need to start doing videos. You need to start doing videos. You need to start doing videos. You got a good voice. And to the point where he sent me the last message, he kind of cursed me out. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? You got all this skill. You got all this talent that you're giving on Facebook. Why don't you put it on video form? White people, right? So I don't discriminate. I know energy and signs and symbols come in all forms, be it white, black, green, blue. I don't care about the color. What I care about is the essence of you, right? But I also am black, and I also, because I am black and because I am melanated, I understand our powers, and I understand why we are melanated here in this universe at this time. And it is for us to start to ascend and come back into the place of rulership, because we have the ability to tap into the spirit world that most people can't, because they do not have the relationship to nature that we have based on our melanin and based on our relationship to the sun, which powers everything on this universe. If the sun is gone, this planet is gone within seconds. If the sun's supernovas, that's it. Life on Earth is done. It's a star. So one day it is going to explode in supernova. And that's it. Life on Earth is over, and there'll be new species. I think they said the roaches will survive. And there'll be new species and new organisms that pop up after that, maybe when another star, or maybe the shit just turns into asteroids and start floating out in outer space. Who knows? But the point is that, and I'm going long this video, but the point is we have to start, the Mamba mentality is all about shedding your old skin, becoming new again, becoming reborn. And we have to start tapping into our imagination and using our imagination to become great. One of the things he said was when he was in Utah that he was shooting air balls, and people were like, thought he was down and thought he was depressed. And he was like, man, I had to get over myself. I had to get over myself. He wasn't thinking about him missing the shots. He was thinking about how he was going to solve the problem. And he was like, okay, I was used to in high school, playing a certain amount of games. And he was like, in NBA, you're playing 82 games night after night after night. So I just didn't have the legs for the playoffs. So he said, all right, I got to go get stronger. Right? That's not a victim mentality. That's not me pointing the finger and blaming someone else. That's not someone holding their head down. And we, as a collective, need to stop blaming other people. We have the internet. The internet is listen, if I had the internet, like some of y'all do it, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25 even. I didn't really tap into the internet to my late 20s. Yeah, late 20s is when the internet started popping for me. Or for everybody, really. Because black people in the early 2Gs wasn't really the internet didn't really come into black people's hands until smartphones and, laptops started proliferating. And then people, more and more people could afford laptops. Before, black people couldn't afford laptops. And there were no smartphones where you could do something like this and record videos. So with the internet, man, you could connect with people that think just like you and will buy your product. You could connect with people in Africa, in Asia, in Germany, in Italy, every place, and tap into people who want to buy your product. Also, one thing about Kobe is he was born in Philadelphia, but he was raised in Italy for most of his life. Right? He came back here for high school, came back to Philadelphia for high school. So people who travel and are in tune, you'll know that when you travel to different places, the sun feels different. The energy is different when you go to different countries. The energy, the vibration is different. And Italy was where the Moors were. The Moors conquered Italy, right? So Kobe was around at the time where you could see black people, black statues on the street. And you could see different iconography that had black people. You could see different things that probably represented the Moors that are still there and still around. Also, he could speak two different languages, Italian and Spanish. So when you're tuned into different languages, there's a different part of the brain that has to be accessed. So you could not only visualize your language, but speak your language, which engages the left part of your brain, learning how to speak the language, and also the right part of your brain, learning to visualize the language. And this is why repetition is also important. There's so many examples of, and what I did actually, and what we should have done all really as a collective, videos. I watched his videos so that I could learn what he was doing and understand the Mamba mentality deeper and see where he was going. Because Kobe reached a level of excellence in two fields, one in the sports field, the next in the film field. That's not something that's normal. That's not something that everyone does. That's something that only the special will do. And if you want to be special, you have to follow the lessons of special people. If you listen to someone on Instagram, someone on Facebook, but they're not doing special things, you don't see them manifesting anything, You know, hopefully through my life and through my journey here, you've seen me manifest things. You've seen me put things in actions. You've seen me create things. You've also seen me at my low points. I try to be as vulnerable as possible and as real as possible when delivering these messages, right? But I don't look dusty. You know what I'm saying? I don't look dusty. When you see me in the street, when you see me offline, online, I don't look dusty. You know, I don't look unkept. When I'm around you, I'm a gentleman. Anybody that's been around me in real life will tell you this. I'm a gentleman. You know, when I'm around you, I'm trying to bring joy to you. I'm trying to crack a joke. I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make you smile. I'm trying to bring you in, you know, and that's all, of course, if I feel you, right? If I don't feel you, I just don't bother with you. But if I feel you, I'm trying to make sure you enjoy your time with me because I would want the same thing to happen to me. Right? So you have to look at the people that you associate, the company that you're around as well, because that's epigenetics, your environment. The people that you surround yourself with will change your DNA. Your environment will change your DNA, but people that are around you will change your DNA. If you have, you know, what 50 Cent's grandfather told them, if you hang around four broke people, eventually you'll become the fifth. And also he told them that, you know, you're as good as the people you will hang around with for no reason, right? So our company is important. Our parenting, as parents, we set the example. So a lot of times as parents, we'll tell kids what to do. We'll give instructions, but are they seeing us do this? We'll tell, and I was guilty of this too, tell our children to read, but we're not reading in front of them. So how are they going to want to know how to read? We're telling our children to do well in school, but they're not seeing any examples of us studying and us learning and us leveling up mentally. So how are they going to want to learn and how are they going to want to level up? We're studying all these esoteric things and esoteric sciences, but we're not teaching our kids these esoteric meanings and esoteric sciences. What's the purpose of learning it? Or is it just learning it just to stunt? And another thing about stunting I want to get into is a lot of times people want to create these conspiracy theories and these fearful things to scare you. They just want to scare you. They just want to put you in fight or flight mode, and they want to scare you because fear is powerful. If you watch the show, if you watch the kids movie Monsters Inc., it shows you how fear works. It shows you how fear was used to power their whole city based on getting the fear from children. And what people are doing when they're telling you the Illuminati killed this person, or they have all these conspiracy theories about Kobe being a devil worshiper, or Kobe being part of the Illuminati, or the Illuminati killing him, they're basically telling you to fear masses whip. Because let's put it in this category. Let's say I have proof, right? Direct proof. I took a photo of the secret meeting that they had to kill Kobe. And I know exactly who did it. Now what? And I come on YouTube and I tell you, and again, this is what Pac said, right? This is what Pac said. Pac said, if the Illuminati, and he said this years ago, he said the Illuminati put it in a book and told you what they were going to do. So the Illuminati told this dude on Facebook what they were going to do. The Illuminati told this dude on YouTube what they were going to do. The Illuminati told this person on Instagram what they were going to do. They're so well versed in the Illuminati's tricks that they let on the internet so that this person could regurgitate them back to you and tell them what they were going to do. You think that's how this thing works? There are people that deal with secret societies. You think they leaking shit on the internet? They're leaking misinformation, my nigga. Like, be real. They're leaking misinformation a lot of times. And you got to do deep digging to really see that this is misinformation. So in this age of Aquarius, right, we're dealing with water, right? Aquarius is a water bearer. We're dealing with a flow of energy. And you have to ask yourself, how are you flowing? What is your Mamba mentality? What do you need to give up? What do you need to change? What do you need to be more disciplined about? A lot of us have concepts and ideas that we could just go and do whatever we want because now we got this knowledge about spirituality and we realize that this is a holographic universe and that everything that we see, touch, taste, smell, and experience is really just based on our senses and how we interpret it through the electrical signals in our brain. That's all good and well, but we are still made of flesh. Never forget that. We are still housed in this flesh, and this flesh needs to be fed, just like this brain needs to be fed, just like the mind needs to be fed. Your roots are still, you're still rooted to this earth. You're still rooted to this earth, just like a plant, my nigga. You still have gravity that bounds you here. And if you don't believe that, do like the Christians do and start getting bit by snakes, because the Bible says that you could get bit by snakes and God will protect you. There's a verse in the Bible that says that. And there's people out there getting bit by snakes and dying. It happens every year. Or go drink some bleach and use the law of spirituality, the law of attraction, or your super psychic cosmic consciousness to defeat that bleach that's going down your esophagus into your stomach and slowly rotting your insides. There's laws. Or jump off a cliff, right, and start flying. Or matter of fact, float to the ground. There are physical laws. There's called physics. Now, things can be bent, things can be adjusted, things can be moved, right? But these laws are in place for a reason. And they're in place to maintain law and order. It's called ma'at. What you reap, you will sow, right? What the seed you plant, if you plant a seed on fertile soil, that seed will grow. And this is all part of the Mamba mentality as well. What seed are you sowing in your imagination? They said Kobe, before Kobe had a time period when he got drafted by the Lakers and he was 18, he couldn't even play. He couldn't play. So Shaq told a story with Kobe, with the coach reciting the defensive plays and Kobe doing the movements, acting them out as if he was playing, as if he was going to be playing the game. And they looking at him like he's crazy. But Kobe's using the power of his imagination to create his reality. These are lessons we're supposed to be picking up on, especially as the quote unquote oppressed and the people that's at the bottom, so that we can rise to the top. Because his example was an example for all of us. People talk about the numerology of Kobe. Let's get into that. When he, 8 and 24, the 13, his daughter's 13, right? 13 is the zodiac. Jesus and his 12 disciples, but it's also the sun and the 12 signs of the zodiac. Which is where Jesus and the 12 disciples came from anyway. And there's a temple in Kemet called, I believe it's the Temple of Dendir, if I'm correct. And it's in the Louvre. It's in the museum, the Louvre Museum. And that same thing is up there where there's a whole, you can look up and there's basically the horoscope. So African people have already known about the number 13. So instead of looking at the significance on that this energy could be transformational, that this energy could actually harness you into a new you, that this Mamba mentality and you partaking in discipline, this energy really is about taking in discipline, because that's what the zodiac is really about. The zodiac and astrology, the reason people follow astrology and the reason we follow the stars, those that are in tune, and the reason we follow the zodiac is because we know that we are influenced by the stars. See, the world teaches you to follow the stars that are on Earth, celebrities and celebrity gossip, and they call them the stars. So they teach you to follow the stars that are terrestrial. Those that are in tune and know thyself, they teach you to follow the stars that are extraterrestrial, right? Because those stars affect your physical body the same way the moon affects your body. Those stars have influence on the planet, right? We just said when a star supernova, science has proven that there's gravitational waves. We understand the science of quantum physics and quantum entanglement, where what they call spooky action at distance, where you could engage in quantum you can engage in something here, right? And that engagement can be felt over there. Distance, long distance. So we have to come in tune with our own Mamba mentality. What do you need discipline in? What do you need? Do you need to create an alter ego for yourself? Do you need to become a black mamba? Do you need to become a black storm, which is my alter ego? Do you need to become a sister Ma'at? Do you need to become lovely Oshun, right? Do you need an alter ego? Are you living what you love? Are you listening to others? Are other people, Kobe was saying that when he left when he left the Lakers and when he left basketball, people were telling him that he was not going to be able to he was going to be depressed, and he was going to be depressed for a year, and that he was going to go through the motions the second year. But Kobe already mapped out from way back, based on what Tracy McGrady said, what he was going to do, which was do stories and write stories and create. And he said he started doing that by rapping, that actually helped him create and do more. Do you have that type of vision for yourself? Are you instilling in your kids to have that type of vision for the future? Your children, or the children that are around you. And even not so much them, yourself, and then passing it on to them. See, these are the lessons that can be learned. And honestly, I see more of that from the quote unquote devils, right? Y'all call them the devils, the white man, this big boogeyman that y'all call the white man, even though y'all was here before the white man and basically created the white man. White man is just an extension of you. Real talk. But y'all got this dude like a big boogeyman out here and y'all scared to death. Like y'all, again, if I told you who killed Kobe, what are you going to do? If I knew exactly who killed him, what are you going to do? Nothing. You're just going to talk shit and gossip among your friends. I know who killed him. I know. Okay. Just like these dudes is doing on YouTube, scaring you to death. But there's nothing that comes out of it. There's no benefit to you. There's no growth in that. There's no elevation in that. That's not going to get you nowhere but depressed and stressed out. Now you buying some bullshit food and you buying some bullshit clothes to make yourself feel better. Go into the external world again to make yourself feel better, instead of taking in these principles that are going to help you and help advance your life. When you look at these celebrities, that's what you want to look at. You want to figure out how I can learn from this celebrity. You want to figure out how I can take this energy that's out here permeating the universe and use it for my own self-development. The day Kobe died, do you know how many affirmations I did? Do you know the type of ritual I did for myself? And I ain't going to get into all that because that's personal. But I've been wearing Kobe's. I wore Kobe's all week, all the way up until Sunday. And the only reason I didn't wear Kobe's on Sunday is because it's raining. I got 2 pair right there. Like I said in my earlier videos, I've been a basketball themed addict, right? So we got to stop fearing Master's whip, man. All these conspiracy theories and all that, you're fearing Master's whip. You start creating the conspiracies. Shit, you start knocking motherfuckers off and taking their energy and utilizing it. I'm not really advocating that, but what I'm saying is, stop being in fear. Stop letting people put you in fear. Figure out how you could utilize this energy to your benefit. Figure out how you could use those 13s to your benefit. Figure out how you could use the number 8 to your benefit. That's an infinity number. That's an infinity number. Kobe said he chose the number 24 because it meant he had 24 hours in a day. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, so that 24 mattered. Does your 24 hours of your day matter every day? These are principles we need to live by if we want to rise up in this world and we want to reclaim the world like we say we want to reclaim the world. And that's what this Aquarius energy is all about. It's about the flow of energy. What's your flow of energy? What are you contributing to the collective consciousness? What waters in you do you need to stir up within you? Aquarius is a water better. What waters do you need to start flowing within you to create the life that you want? Or do you just want your waters you just want to flow in complaints? You just want to be the king of complaining. You just want to be the king of finger pointing. You just want to be the king of, oh, I know who did it. Oh, I know who did it. How does that benefit you on a day-to-day basis? We want to look at solutions, not the problems. Because the big problem is that we're not looking at solutions. We're just looking at the problem. Real talk. And we're more focused on the problem and what this celebrity did. And we're putting our focus on bullshit. They said Kobe would never really, they had rare, they said when Kobe went out, that shit was rare. It was like a blue moon seeing Kobe go out and party. And even when Kobe would go out and party, he would leave early and then wake up at 6 a.m. to train. Now, everybody's not going to do that. Most people are going to live an average, mediocre life, and that's just what they're going to do. And everybody's not going to have that level of commitment that Kobe had. Do I have that? No, I don't have that yet. But based on me studying his life, I'm learning new things and I'm doing new things that are giving me that Mamba mentality. It's giving me guilt. I think about things that I'm not doing based on his life because I know I could be doing more. I want my Kundalini to rise the same way his did. I want my Mamba, inner Mamba, to rise the same way he did when it comes to achievement and when it comes to creation and when it comes to manifesting things and when it comes to my relationship with my daughters. What lessons are you learning from these people's death? Or are you just looking to point the finger and say they did it in your real life? Or are you just looking to point the finger and say mama did it, daddy did it, cousin did it, my boss did it, my boyfriend did it, my girlfriend did it? Or are you accountable for your own actions and for your own choices and for you picking these people and for you being around these people and for you surrounding yourself in these situations? And most importantly, what did you learn from going through these situations? A lot of people still bitter at men and women based on situations that happened 10, 20 years ago because they never learned the lesson from it. And they're still actively choosing these same people and don't even realize it. The same character, the same person. They ask themselves, why? Because you never learned the lesson. So that's why you keep meeting the same type of man. That's why you keep meeting the same type of woman, because you never learned the lesson in the first place. You never shed that skin, Mamba. You never let that Kundalini rise so you could go to the next level, so you could elevate and open up that other chakra. So I know this is a long video, probably one of my longest, but I need to get all this out. Spirit's telling me let all this go because it needs to be said. We got to challenge ourselves. The universe is forcing us to rise. Did you see Joaquin Phoenix's speech about white people needing to erase racism? Did you see the Super Bowl or the black ads or the black energy out there that's being utilized? Did you see Bree Newsom rip down the Confederate flag? Did you see them kids in Ferguson fighting back? Did you see the Amber Gaia, even though she didn't get what everybody thinks she should have got, life or whatever, she still got arrested? Did you see that that's do you see that that's progress even on a micro level? Or are you still a victim in your life? Are you still a victim of the white man? Are you still a victim of racism? Or are you actively proving that racism is not going to knock you down? It's not going to affect you. They said in practice, Shaq elbowed Kobe. Right? And I forgot which teammate. I think they said Eddie Jones at the time. Eddie Jones came and said, are you all right? Because Kobe hit the floor. And Kobe was like, are you all right? You know how big Shaq is? I can imagine when a Shaq elbows. Even and I'm big myself. Shit, even I might not have been all right. You know? But he's like, are you all right? That's not a victim. It's not a victim. That purple and gold was meant for Kobe. That's king shit. That's king shit. That's royalty shit. To come out of basketball and win the Oscar, that's royalty shit. That's the shit I want to focus on. I don't care who killed him if he did get murdered by the Illuminati, whatever y'all think he did, he got murdered by. What lesson can I learn from his life? Because that's what's going to help me. What's helping me is not pointing the finger and saying, oh, look, Massa hit him with that whip. Master hit him with the whip. You see which whip Master used? He used the big whip. Oh no, he didn't use the big whip. He used a small whip. Oh no, Master didn't whip him in the big house. Master whipped him outside by the shed. That's what y'all niggas sound like. And all y'all who made them quick ass videos, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. The ancestors gonna fuck y'all up for that shit. Cause that's fucked up. And y'all doing that shit for money and clicks and likes. You don't gotta get money that way. You don't have to get money that way. Good things will come to you miraculously to the point where you don't even need money. And good things will start to manifest for you without even having any money. If you're doing it the right way and you tapping in the right way. Real talk, because I've lived this. I'm not just talking some shit that's off the top of my head that I'm just saying out of nowhere. I live this shit. And I've seen things manifest in my life, and even other people have seen like, yo, this shit is crazy. Especially when I'm in tune and I'm following my path. We got to get disciplined. We got to cut things off. If it's not serving you for your greatest good, cut it off. If they're not serving you for your greatest good, cut them off. If it's a situation where you're living with them and you need to move, figure out a way to move. The world is yours. You God, right? You're a divine deity, right? You have the spirit of God within you, right? You manifesting and talking about all these archons and all these angels and all this shit Madame Blavatsky is teaching, all this shit Aleister Crowley is teaching, but you can't fucking figure out how to stop smoking cigarettes. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. You can't figure out how to stop smoking weed for a day without being stressed out and being anxious. Mama mentality. What are you going to cut off to be great? Peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. Again, I know this was a long one. I'm doing readings. If you need a reading, hit me up. I'm going to start doing weekly readings. So on Monday, I'm going to start delivering like a quick weekly reading. I'm going to do a tarot card reading, and I'm going to do a Taroot Oracle reading just for y'all. They're going to be real quick, probably 7 to 10 minutes. Do a reading for the collective, you know. But definitely, you can hit me up. You hit me up on IG, Rob_Blackstorm. You can hit me up on Facebook, Watson Rob. Or you can hit me up on email, robwatson7@gmail.com. And peace, power, and prosperity. I'm out, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. If I'm making sense or I'm not making sense, you got something that you want me to talk about. I really, in the honor of the God Kobe, I really want to do 8 straight days of videos starting today. So if you have a topic that you want me to discuss or think about or speak about, write in the comments. And one of these 8 days, I will be, I have something already set up for tomorrow, but moving forward, after tomorrow, you know, I will look at the comments and see what y'all have. If y'all don't, I still will have stuff coming out for the next 8 days, you know, because I want to tap into that energy for my own personal use and also to help the collective move forward. Again, peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.